it is time we take a look at Portland. Clearly, you've heard that President Trump is going to be attacking those poor, peaceful people in Portland. Of course, we all know Portland to be the nicest, cleanest city that has never had riots, especially after George Floyd that took over the entire city for 100 days. Portland is not known for that sort of thing. They are known for coffee and tranquility and zenness, maybe even yoga in the middle of the freeway while you're protesting climate change. But Portland, of course, is not a war zone. I don't know why President Trump would think that he needs to protect federal facilities versus the bloodthirsty, violent mob that tends to roam the streets in Portland. And that can be exemplified clearly through even Oregon's Senator Ron Wyden, who posted this picture in response to President Trump, again, trying to keep peace in a place that is so peaceful. He posted this video. Now, of course, detractors or people that would be critical of folks saying Portland is not actually peaceful, or close that Portland is peaceful, would say, look at it looks like it's early morning. Yeah, there's nothing going on right now, but what does it look like at night? And of course, those people are just disastrously wrong. Senator Wyden is clearly exemplifying the fact that Portland is, again, a bastion of peace. There are no fires or mobs in front of that facility. I think at night, but it's totally peaceful. One of the other reasons that I believe this wholeheartedly is I don't know if I can keep up this charade. This is ridiculous. We're gonna mock bad ideas, but I don't know that we'll do it satirically and sarcastically the entire time. Bring up the tweet graphic 4 from Congresswoman Maxine Dexter. I thought this was a fascinating way to look at this. Scenes from the war-ravaged Portland. My message to Trump's troops: you are not needed. You are not wanted. Go home. And then to prove her point that Portland is a peaceful, tranquil place, she posts a random picture of some park. Yeah, Maxine, two can play at that game. Glenn, can we bring up graphic 9? This is a peaceful, tranquil city where nothing is happening at all. You can see the green leaves on the trees as they scatter themselves around the peaceful park. Obviously, nothing is going on here in this moment in this picture. It is a peaceful day in New York City. Now, you might notice that this is a very old digital photograph. It's very pixelated. That's because it was taken on 9/11, 2001, in which, again, peace in New York City. I'm not at all trying to belittle or diminish any of the tragedy that happened on 9/11. I'm just trying to prove the point to Maxine that just because you posted a photo of something that looks tranquil doesn't actually mean that the city itself is entirely peaceful. It could be that these big cities have peaceful parts of it, but that doesn't mean that people aren't trying to riot in the streets against federal officers. Liz Warren wraps it up here in our tweets that we'll take a look at. The senator from Massachusetts said Portland is not war-ravaged. This is delusional and dangerous. Sending troops into American cities doesn't make our communities safer. It just stokes fear and stirs up chaos. Glenn, I'd like to respond to that, but if you could do me a favor and play a clip 4 here while I do that. Obviously, there's no protesting in front of the ICE facility. They're clearly not trespassing on federal property. There's no need to send in additional resources to protect the folks there at the facility. The guillotine that you're seeing on screen is a peace guillotine. It is then the fire, again, a peace fire on top of the peace guillotine to symbolize peace. Obviously, that's what it's for. These protests, of course, are not at all dangerous or violent, and we should totally trust the words of the governor of the state, who her name is Tina Kotek, but I don't know if it's a her, and you'll know what I'm saying when you watch this clip. Check this out.
President Trump's inconceivable insistence that we need federal troops in Portland does not address the real concerns in our communities. We do not need or want federal troops in Oregon stoking fear, creating conflict, and frankly escalating a situation that is under control.
Yeah, you know, the last thing that you want to do is escalate a situation in which the peace guillotine is on fire. Of course, that's the only thing that the troops will do. They're not there to protect federal facilities. They're there to I don't know. You can't even be sarcastic. This is why I think the Babylon Bee has the most difficult job in the world. They're trying to satirize something that is so absurd that nobody would believe it if you were just telling them straight up like this. It is insane that these wackadoodles think, oh no, Portland is totally safe. We've all seen the videos. I think I tweeted somebody yesterday, like, do you guys have the internet? Like, can you see any of the things? This is the mob outside of the facility that Ron Wyden said, well, this is all peaceful here. They're sitting here blocking vehicles and eventually will have to get pushed out of the way. And what happens when the federal officials come out and say, hey, you guys need to move? Well, the rioters in their gas masks with their Batman umbrella for some reason, I don't know why the umbrellas always show up there, start chucking fireworks at them. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, oh yeah, we have to use armed security of federal forces to get a car to drive through. And of course, yeah, throwing fireworks at people, that's just peaceful. There's nothing going on here that is it necessitates any show force from the federal government with people attacking federal property to begin with. I want to play that last clip from the governor, where she doubles down effectively on her not necessary that the Trump administration needs to send in any sort of reinforcements. Check this out.
In my conversations directly with President Trump and Secretary Noem, I have been abundantly clear with them that Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law, and we can manage our own local public safety needs. There is no insurrection, there is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city.
Was anybody accusing them of that? Trump said in the Truth Post, hey, the ICE facilities are under attack and we're going to go reinforce and make sure that the federal property isn't toppled by your gang of crazy Antifa rioters. And the governor says there is not a threat to national security. Yeah, it's not what anyone was talking about, lady. There's not an insurrection. Okay, but there are people throwing fireworks at federal officials at federal properties. That's ridiculous. And then they're to say, we believe in the rule of law. Okay. Good luck trying to convince the American people who, again, have the internet and can see all of the videos that is true and that's the case. Oregon is just trying to follow the law, and it's just so difficult when President Trump says, hey, you have to follow the law. We oppose them following the law, and we will follow the law ourselves, even though we don't follow the law. And Portland is known for rioting. That's all there is to say about that. It is ridiculous up there in Portland. We pray for the safety of all of the ICE agents and any federal agents that have to go into that godforsaken hellhole that is Portland. Even though that Congresswoman shared a nice picture of that nice park, there are actual violence going on there, and we should be aware of it and support our troops there if they need to protect federal property, which is what President Trump said they are going to do.